Welcome to C Sports and Entertainment. I'm your host, Chris Williams, and today we have a very special guest in studio with us. The one and only Joseph Jackson of Greensboro, North Carolina. Joseph is currently 12-0 with 10 knockouts. On April 20th, he'll actually be going for his 13th win. He'll also be defending his UMBC middleweight belt. Joseph, welcome.
Thank you.
Appreciate having you here today.
Yes, sir.
Joe, let's get started with this. Tell fans who aren't familiar with Joseph Jackson who you are, what you're about, inside the ring and outside the ring.
Well, I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina. I've been here. I'm just a humble guy looking to make it for my kids. Set the tone for my city, and that's all I can do right now.
Okay. You talk about setting the tone for your city. How did you get started in boxing?
I walked into a gym 7 years ago after I played football. I've been playing football all my life. So I walked into a gym. I liked it. I was doing it just to stay in shape, just to keep my body right. The coaches liked me. I started learning it fast, and I got into it. And I started liking it, and I pursued it, and here I am today.
Okay. I know you got into it at a little later age than some of these young guys get into it. So what was your amateur career like?
I had 2 amateur fights. I won one, lost one. I always had a pro style when I first got there. So my coach was like, man, we're not going to waste no time with this amateur thing. You're already old enough. You're already too old to be, pursuing. If I would have started earlier like most of the guys did, then I would have been, doing it. But 2 amateur fights, won one, lost one, and we moved on to the pros at the end of December 15th.
Okay.
2015.
2015.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me ask you this. Now, because you only had 2 amateur fights, do you find that a disadvantage or an advantage? And not so much when you first started, but where you are right now and how you look at the sport.
I mean, it can go both ways. I don't have a lot of wear and tear on my body. And then again, I don't have the experience that most guys do have. But, me coming up in a rugged place, like I came up in Greensboro, fighting in the streets, living with my mom, having no dad, brought the toughness out of me, playing football, doing all these things, living with poverty and all of this stuff, just helped me, want to do good in boxing. So, I brought all of this that I've been through to boxing, and this is where I am today.
Okay. So, a rough background, there's things you've experienced that, unfortunately a lot of people are, exposed to poverty. I guess for lack of a better way to say it. But what do you want to get out of this sport? I mean, are you in it for money? Are you in it to win championships? You want to be a superstar? What exactly?
When I first came into boxing, I just wanted the money for my kids. Because I got 4 kids that I'm taking care of on my own. Well, not on my own, but I have help. But I have 4 kids that I have to take care of, and so right now it is for the money, but whatever comes after that, then that's what it is. I'm not looking to be the biggest star. I'm not looking to do none of that. But if it comes, it comes. God will bless me with what I deserve, and so far I've been blessed.
Okay, excellent. Okay, now describe your style inside the ring. So let's say I've never seen Joseph Jackson fight. How would you describe your style to someone that you're talking to for the first time?
Well, I'm a humble guy inside and outside the ring. Strategic. You might a lot of action, but not at first. But you definitely are gonna see a lot of action.
Okay, a lot of action. So I've seen many of your fights. So
right,
and I've seen the slow start.
Right.
But you seem to be very calculated.
Right.
And then when you find that opening, you attack.
Right.
What flips that switch on and off for you? What is it that you see that you're like, okay, this is it?
I don't know, man. It just comes. You know, I don't look for it. I just let it happen. You know, in boxing, you can't rush nothing. You know, I've learned that, you know, from guys training with them, going to these different camps, you know, being around certain people in the sport. And as I've continued to grow in the sport, I've learned that, you know, taking your time, having a jab, you know what I'm saying, setting up everything is the proper way to go. You know what I'm saying? So I've strategically worked on those things myself. You know what I'm saying? So mentally you gotta be prepared as far as physically, you know what I'm saying? So I mentally prepare myself for a fight just like I prepare just like I prepare my body for a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And then they say, you know, the mental is 80% of it. So.
80%, yeah. So, you know, mentally, like my first 2 weeks can't be a mental thing. Even when I'm working out or something like that, like, you know what I'm saying, it still be mental. Like, it's so mental. And then the fight itself, like this fight right here, big fight. You know what I'm saying? A real big fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to it. I've been looking forward to it. I need this kind of fight right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? This not no fight that I'm running from or nothing like that. When it approached me, you know what I'm saying? At first I was like, you know, we done sparred, we done did all these things together. But then again, I was like, well, you know, it's a step up fight. I need this kind of fight. Just gonna see where I'm at in the sport. Just gonna see, do I deserve to be here? You know what I'm saying? All this stuff is going through my head, letting me know, like, do I need to be here? Is this the sport I need to be in? You know what I'm saying? So Matthew Strode, yeah, I know this is gonna be a tough fight. You know what I'm saying? But I think I'm gonna come out victorious like always.
Okay. Now you led into this. April 20th, you're back in the ring against Matthew Strode.
Right.
24-7, probably the best fighter that you faced to this point.
Yeah.
I'll compare this fight to when you fought Mauricio Goldstein.
Right.
He was undefeated at the time.
Right.
There was a lot of hype around that fight. There's going to be a lot of hype around this fight as well. So talk about, you know, the preparation. You're in the middle of camp right now.
Right.
You know, a couple weeks out before. So talk about preparation. Talk about, you know, actually mentally preparing for this, because this is a guy you're familiar with.
Well, since I've been familiar with him, you know, me and my coach has really just been focused on conditioning, because he has a lot of experience. And I know if I'm in the best shape of my life, I can beat him. I can beat anybody if I'm in the best shape of my life. I mean, that's just what it is. Like, I know he's going to come with his experience. I know he's going to come in shape, because he's always in shape. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not taking nothing away from Matthew Strode, because I sparred him. And it was a pretty good sparring session. Okay. But the headgear comes off, the gloves get smaller, and I get meaner. You know what I'm saying? When I sparred him the first time, I was learning, and it was a year ago. But when I'm sparring guys, I don't spar to beat them up. I don't spar to do none of that. I'm sparring to learn, to see what I need to work on, to see what I can get from him. You know what I'm saying? And what I got out of it was he got a lot of experience, and I just got to be on my game, on top of my game, the way it's supposed to be.
Okay, that's good. That's real interesting. So, of your previous 12 fights, why will April 20th be different for you?
I mean, it's a step-up fight. I mean, this the fight everybody want. This a fight everybody want to see me fight anyway. People been saying I have had no tests. You know what I'm saying? So this is my biggest test. I'm looking forward to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he's looking forward to it. You know what I'm saying? He's training hard. I'm training hard. So, I mean, sky's the limit. I know it's going to be a good fight.
Okay.
I know it's going to be a good fight.
So, I know you've been over this fight mentally a million times. How do you see it playing out April 20th?
I see it playing out a lot of different ways, man. I look at it different ways. I see me knocking him out. Then I see me going the distance with him, because he is experienced. So I gotta prepare myself to go 10 rounds. So I see me going the distance with him. I do see me knocking him out, because I will be the bigger fighter. I will be the bigger person in the fight. You know what I'm saying? I do got more power than him. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, only thing he do have over me is experience, and that's it. I don't see nothing. I don't see him beating me though, at all.
Okay. All right. So in your mind, it's playing out everything that you wanted to. So, and again, that familiarity is going to come into play.
Right.
So I'm sure there's been things that you've seen that, is there anything? I know you talked about it's more about conditioning, but is there anything that you've, in particular that you're saying, okay, I need to make sure I'm on top of this, and I got to work on this right hand when I throw it. He was countering it this way. Do you remember that far? Do you have that kind of detail?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. When we did spar, I wasn't in the best shape. That's why I keep saying conditioning, because I wasn't in the best shape when we first sparred. I was beginning camp to go fight on Christy Martin's show, and what I'm saying, and that was against a tough opponent. So when I first went into camp with him, it was my first time sparring him. He was getting ready for a TV fight, so he was already in shape. I was coming off a, fight with I think that was coming off that Mauricio fight. And I came back into camp sparring him, which was good though, because, he pushed me.
Okay.
And, he caught me with a couple good shots. And I was like, all right, but we going to see if he can catch me with them same shots while I'm in shape.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to defend it, man. I mean, he from North Carolina, man. So, he one of the best out here. And he been here. So, I came on the scene and they threw me a belt. They had me fight for a belt. So I think he deserved a title shot just as much as I do in North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? So I will put the belt on the line, and I don't think he know that right now. But me and Walter talked about it, and I'm like, well, it's true. We can put the belt up, because he deserved a title shot. He's been in North Carolina. He's been fighting for North Carolina for years and years and years. So, what I'm saying? What better way to end the night off? I know I'm the main event, so what better way to end the night off with a title shot? And then it'll be my first defense. So, we just getting ready for the big leagues. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So, it is.
So this really is a step-up fight for you.
It's a step-up fight.
All right. So on April 20th, Joseph Action Jackson will be back in the ring against Matthew Strode. They'll be fighting for this UMBC belt.
Yeah.
So Joseph, good luck. Before we leave, make sure you tell fans how they can follow you on social media.
You can follow me on Facebook, Joseph Jackson Jr. You can follow me on Instagram, Joseph_Action_Jackson. And that's it. I'm in Greensboro 24/7. Unless you see me out. You can come to my gym, Lindley Recreation Center. And that's it. I appreciate you.
Okay. Again, this is Chris Williams with C Sports and Entertainment. I'm going to do that over. Again, this is Chris Williams with C Sports and Entertainment. And today we had Joseph Action Jackson with us. Joe, we thank you for stopping by. We look forward to your fight on April 20th. Fans, make sure you go to his social media and follow him. And also, if you want to pick up tickets, make sure you contact Joe.
Yeah.
Get in touch with them to get tickets for April 20th. Again, I'm Chris Williams. Joseph Jackson, thank you again.